My phone wouldn't stop vibrating. It was face down on the bar, glass sweating, screen buzzing like a trapped insect. Missed calls, messages stacking. Her name again and again. I didn't touch it. Across the room, laughter cracked, sharp, careless. The kind that pretends to be light but always lands like a bruise. Her friends were still at the table we'd left. Wine glasses raised, eyes bright with victory. They thought it was over. They thought I'd folded. I stood by the door, coat on, breathing slow, counting. The ring was no longer on my finger. I could still feel the weight of it, a phantom pressure where trust used to sit. She'd laughed too, not loudly. Worse, she'd smiled and nodded while they ridiculed me. Then she'd leaned in, voice low, precise. Pay the bill and leave if you don't like it. So I stood. Use the ring to pay, we're done. The words landed before I felt them. Clean. Final. When realization hit her, it was visible, like color draining from a photograph. I didn't stay to watch it develop. Now my phone kept buzzing. Regret is noisy when it arrives late. I stepped outside into the cold and let the door close behind me. It hadn't started with that night. It never does. It started with alignment. Too many jokes landing in rhythm. Too many glances exchanged before she answered. Her friends knew how to press. They knew where to push, and she let them. There had been other things. A phone angled away. A sudden privacy she called boundaries. Dinners, canceled with excuses that didn't line up. I told myself it was stress, work, life. Denial is efficient. It keeps you functional. But disrespect is louder than lies. And that night, they made a sport of it. Comments about my job, my clothes, my simplicity. Each jab earned a laugh. Each laugh earned her approval. I waited for her to stop them. She didn't. Instead, she chose her side, out loud. In front of witnesses, that's when something in me clicked into place. Not anger, alignment. I knew then I wasn't reacting to a single insult. I was seeing the final frame of a longer film. I didn't confront her. Not after. Not when the messages turned apologetic. Not when the calls shifted from panic to fury. I observed. I replayed months in my head, rewinding moments I'd ignored. The sudden gym sessions, the new vocabulary, the way her friends covered for her without being asked. Patterns emerge when you stop hoping. I checked records, quietly, shared. Locations that glitched. Photos, cropped too tight. Receipts that didn't match timelines. A name that appeared often and disappeared fast. I stayed calm. I smiled when needed. I answered when it served me. Inside, something colder was assembling itself. I didn't need to catch her in the act. I needed confirmation. Proof that wouldn't argue back. When I found it, it wasn't dramatic. It was a line item, a reservation. 2 names, 1 room. I memorized it. I met her a week later. Neutral ground, daylight. She looked exhausted. Hope stitched poorly across her face. I'm sorry, she said quickly. They went too far. I didn't mean... I slid my phone across the table. No speech, no accusation, just the screen. Her eyes tracked the text, froze. Her hands started to shake. That's not... she began, then stopped. The truth is heavy when you pick it up. I watched her collapse inward, explanations tripping over each. Other? Context? Loneliness? Mistakes? How? It didn't mean anything. I nodded once, as if listening, as if this was new. I stayed composed. That unnerved her more than shouting ever could. The real damage wasn't what I said next. It was what I didn't. I stood, left cash on the table, more than my share. Habit dies hard. At least let me explain, she whispered. I looked at her then. Really looked. I already understand, I said. That's why I'm leaving. Her friends texted me later. Rage, insults, threats disguised as jokes. They wanted reaction. I blocked them all. Then I did one final thing. I mailed the ring to the restaurant. With a note for the manager. Apply toward the outstanding balance from last Friday. No signature. The silence afterward was surgical. No more buzzing phone. No more defending. No more waiting to be chosen. I didn't win anything. I didn't need to. I walked away with clarity. And that's the kind of ending that doesn't make noise, but it lasts.